Friends and fellow citizens, the period for a new election of a citizen to administer the executive government of the United States being not far distant, it appears to me proper that I should now apprise you of the resolution I have formed, to decline being considered among the number of those out of whom a choice is to be made. In coming to this resolution, I am influenced by no diminution of zeal for your future interests, no deficiency of grateful respect for your past kindness, but am supported by a full conviction that the step I am taking is compatible with both. I constantly hoped it would have been much earlier in my power to return to that retirement from which I have been reluctantly drawn. The strength of my inclination to do this previous to the last election had even led to the preparation of an address to declare it to you. But mature reflection on the then critical posture of our affairs with foreign nations and the advice of persons entitled to my confidence impelled me to abandon the idea. I now rejoice that in the present circumstances of our country, you will not disapprove my determination to retire. At the outset of my administration, when I first accepted the responsibilities of this office more than 7 years ago, I certainly was not unconscious of the inferiority of my qualifications for just such an arduous trust. I will only say that I have, with good intentions, contributed towards the organization and administration of the government the best exertions of which a very fallible judgment was capable. The shade of retirement is as necessary to me as it will be welcome. I owe a debt of gratitude to my beloved country for the many honors it has conferred upon me and for the opportunities I have thence enjoyed. The constancy of your support was essential. My hope is that heaven will continue to you its beneficence, that your unity and brotherly affection may be perpetual, that the free Constitution, which is the work of your hands, may be sacredly maintained, that the happiness of the people of these states may be made complete by it, such that they will recommend it, these 4 pages of parchment, to the applause, the affection, and adoption of every nation which is yet a stranger to it. Here, perhaps, I ought to stop, but a solicitude for your welfare, which cannot end but with my life, urges me to offer you some sentiments which appear to me all important to the permanency of your felicity as a people. Interwoven, as is the love of liberty, with every ligament of your hearts, no recommendation of mine is necessary. The unity of government, which constitutes you one people, is also now dear to you. It is justly so, for this unity is a main pillar of that very liberty you so highly prize. Citizens, by birth or choice, of a common country, that country has a right to concentrate your affections. The name of American must always exalt the just pride of patriotism more than any other appellation. With slight shades of difference, you have the same religion, manners, habits, and political principles. You have in a common cause fought and triumphed together. The independence and liberty you possess are the work of joint efforts of common dangers, sufferings, and successes. Every part of our country thus feels an indissoluble community of interests as one nation. All the parts combined cannot fail to find greater strength. In contemplating the causes which may disturb our union, it is a matter of serious concern that any parties be characterized by geographical discriminations, northern and southern, Atlantic and western. They tend to render alien to each other those who ought to be bound together by fraternal affection. To the permanency of your union, a government for the whole is indispensable. The free Constitution, which is the work of your hands, is sacredly obligatory upon all. The very idea of the right of the people to establish government presupposes the duty of every individual to obey it. Resist with care the spirit of innovation upon its principles. There is an opinion that parties keep alive the spirit of liberty. Within certain limits, this is probably true. Liberty will find in a country with powers properly distributed its surest guardian, a fire not to be quenched, yet liberty demands a vigilance to prevent its bursting into a flame, lest instead of warming it should consume. The spirit of encroachment tends to consolidate all powers into one. To prevent such a despotism as this, reciprocal checks in the exercise of political power are necessary. If the constitutional powers be in any particular wrong, let it be corrected by amendment, not changed by usurpation. Of all the habits which lead to political prosperity, morality and religion are indispensable. The politician ought to respect and to cherish them. Let it simply be asked, where is the protection for property, for reputation, for life? Without the sense of religious obligation in the courts of justice. And let us with caution indulge the supposition that morality can be maintained without religion. Whatever may be conceded to the influence of refined education, reason, and experience, both forbid us to expect that national morality can prevail in exclusion of religious principle. As a very important source of strength and security, cherish public credit. It is essential that you should bear in mind that for the payment of debts, there must be revenue. That to have revenue, there must be taxes, that no taxes can be devised, which are not more or less inconvenient and unpleasant. And finally, observe good faith and justice towards all nations. Cultivate peace and harmony with all. Religion and morality enjoin this conduct. It is folly in one nation to look for disinterested favors from another that it must pay with a portion of its independence. In offering to you, my countrymen, these counsels of an old and affectionate friend, I hope they may be productive of some partial benefit, some occasional good, that they may now and then moderate the fury of party spirit, warn against the mischiefs of foreign intrigue, and guard against pretended patriotism. Though in reviewing the incidents of my administration, I am unconscious of intentional error, I nevertheless think it probable that I may have committed many errors, whatever they may be. I fervently beseech the Almighty to mitigate the evils to which they may tend, and that, after 45 years of service, dedicated to my country with an upright zeal, the faults of incompetent abilities will be consigned to oblivion, as myself must soon be to the mansions of rest. Relying on the kindness of my country, and actuated by that fervent love towards it, I anticipate, with pleasing expectation, that retreat, the sweet enjoyment of partaking in the midst of my fellow citizens, the benign influence of good laws under a free government, the ever-favored object of my heart, and the happy reward, as I trust, of our mutual cares, labors, and dangers. And so, may I bid you all a very fond farewell.